Are you guys supporters of Donald Trump?
Half and half, not really.
Bump stock should be legal. It's not one trigger pull shooting multiple, it's multiple trigger pulls. You're just able to pull the trigger faster.
It's always the lesser of two evils. You know I'm a Trump guy. This is number 3.
Well, then you're saying Trump's evil.
No, I'm not saying Trump's evil.
Lesser of two evils. There's only two people, so you're choosing the lesser.
I know any president can be ran by all of these institutions, the CIA and all that. So I get that.
Who are you for?
Trump.
Why?
I like his.
First of all, how old are you?
13.
13 years old. That's impressive.
Listen, man, I get it. I know that, they all are going to be controlled by these, different outside entities or whatever.
Right, but you're giving your consent to people you know are being controlled. And that demoralizes you, the voter.
Yeah, it does. It demoralizes all of us as voters.
They're carpet bombing Gaza every single frickin' day. Israel owns Congress. So what do you have to say to America? I don't know what to do with people who say, yeah, because of Trump's policies, my business was cut in half. Are you at all concerned about the CARES Act, $6.2 trillion, basically bailout for corporate entities and big pharma industrial complex that Trump shoveled a boatload of money over to?
Jeez.
And he shut down America for 30 days.
Yeah, I was really upset with that. I'm a business owner, so, How did
it affect you?
It crushed us. It chopped my business in half.
It chopped my business in half.
He loses employees, he loses major portions of revenue, and yet he's still going to vote for Trump. There's literally nothing Donald Trump can do that will cause people to withdraw their vote from him. I am convinced this is beyond, there's got to be another psychological term for this because this is beyond cognitive dissonance. With their eyes wide open, they're still going to vote for Donald Trump even though he decimated businesses. You want to do it? You want to do it?
Too big to rig.
Okay, you vote for Donald Trump?
Of course, man. I'm from
Canada.
Why? Because I'm from Canada, and Canada, we're totally cooked. So I'm trying to influence my generation to vote for the right person, because if Kamala is elected, it's going to be a Canada part 2.
Are you saying you're cooked because of Trudeau?
Yeah, of course.
Hold the microphone.
Yeah.
Tell us about it.
Trudeau, he's our Biden, so the economy is crashed, our media are controlled, we're living in a dictatorship, so you guys don't want that, so we're trying to influence the young generation to do the right choice.
So what do you mean by too big to rig?
Too big to rig.
The election?
Yeah, the election. The MAGA movement is too big to be rigged.
So you don't think it's rigged to begin with?
I think the system is basically corrupt, and the numbers don't lie. People see how many people are for Donald Trump this year. So I think if Kamala is elected, it's completely rigged. Yeah.
So if the system is entirely corrupt, right? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
How can you vote for a system within a system that's corrupt? Do you trust government?
No, I don't trust government. I'm with you
but
on.
You're voting for government.
Listen, you want to listen.
Daddy, government, please save me. Have you ever heard of the term sheeple?
I don't know. Is this an insult? Because it sounds like you're going to insult me.
How is your vote going to affect any kind of change? We know the system's rigged, right?
Your vote's going to change because you're going away from what the Democrats have been pushing us towards, which is they call our Constitution an imperfect document constantly. They want to change the courts. They want to expand the way it's working in other forms of government. They want to make new sections of government that go against the Constitution.
But didn't Trump expand the government and then start a brand new force called Space Force?
Space Force was just a new extension of NASA because we need something that's more powerful when it comes to technology and outer space, because there's so many rich minerals and there's other companies that are wanting to grab those minerals and that can actually take out our satellites. So Space Force makes perfect sense because it's just a causeway into NASA.
I'm a Second Amendment guy, and anybody who wants to take my guns is my enemy, basically, is how I feel about it. Yeah. And Kamala Harris wants to institute the red flag law, assault weapons bans, whatever assault weapons are. But Donald Trump also wants to do red flag laws. So how do you feel about that?
I don't know anything about Donald Trump's red flag laws. Tell me.
Okay, in 2019, after the Las Vegas shooting, he did a bump stock ban because the guy supposedly had bump stocks.
Right.
And that criminalizes at least 1 million Americans who have bump stocks in their possession.
Right.
Innocent Americans who didn't harm anybody. And I'm just as against it if it comes from the Democrat side or the Republican side, and I see it as an act of treason against Americans.
Yeah, no, I'm Second Amendment. I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So would you support somebody that wants to take away your guns or criminalize bump stocks?
On the issue, if they're both going to do it, what are you going to do?
Not vote for the guy who's anti-Second Amendment? Like, I see it as voting for evil.
It's always the lesser of two evils. You know, I'm a Trump guy. This is number 3.
Well, then you're saying Trump's evil.
No, I'm not saying Trump's
Oh,
evil.
lesser of two evils. There's only 2 people, so you're choosing the lesser. I'm trying to understand what you're trying to say there.
Look, he's our best shot between the two.
How so, though?
Oh, in a million ways. Economy number 1, border number 2.
Do presidents control economies, though?
Their policies, such as tariffs, absolutely have a great influence. Energy has a great influence.
How can they institute a policy without the okay from the Federal Reserve, though, which controls all monetary and economic policy and has the dual mandate?
So you're just out here to gotcha everybody who's coming?
No, not at all. No, I'm truly trying to understand how a president can get $8.4 trillion into debt and push it on our children that aren't even born in America.
Well, what would you do?
Get rid of the Federal Reserve
Well, I'd love to get rid of the Federal Reserve.
and create a parallel
Creature from
economy.
Jekyll Island. Hell yeah, no, sure.
Yeah, there you go. That's how I
Right
started.
now, we have a choice between 2 candidates. Is there something else? Is there another choice?
Withdrawing your consent for evil. That's not a choice?
It's not a choice that's effective, in my opinion,
How so?
because one of these 2 candidates is going to win the ticket.
Wasn't it effective in the revolution? Didn't just a third of Americans say,
We're not
screw?
at that point right now.
We're not?
No.
The Federal Reserve has controlled us for
I think
117
we've
years.
got 3% who are ready to do a civil war or a revolutionary war right now.
So until then, we continue to consent to evil? Do you feel like Donald Trump drained the swamp or filled the swamp?
I don't think he filled the swamp. I don't think he knew what he was up against. I think he knows a lot better now.
Expanded to illegal alien children.
Yeah, we're totally against Israel and Zionism.
Oh, really?
Absolutely.
Appreciate that.
We definitely want to interview you.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Interview us, yes.
Dude, I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Have a good day.
Thank you. All right, cool. So we're out here. Are you guys supporters of Donald Trump?
Half and half, not really.
Not really?
Not really, no.
You know how for Israel he is?
I know, yes.
You know what Israel's doing to Gaza?
I know.
They're
I'm
literally
from the West Bank.
They're carpet bombing Gaza
I know,
every
yeah.
single freaking day. Israel owns Congress. So what do you have to say to America?
I mean, Americans stand up for what's right. It doesn't matter, who it stands with. It has to stand with, what's right. Palestinians are being killed everywhere.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter, what you are, Palestinian, Israeli. If you're innocent, we all bleed the same. We're all human.
Yeah, exactly.
So you got to stand up for what's right.
So why did you hesitate on that first question?
Because, everyone's Trump around us. We got to be.
So what? Stand for. I'm the only one out here who's against Trump.
Really?
Yeah, that I've seen. Yeah. And the reason I'm against Trump is because he's against the Constitution. Okay. And I don't care if I get killed. I will die for the right thing.
That's
and you
right.
should
Yeah.
too.
That's right.
From
No.
this day forward, you should never back off on that.
Yes, sir.
Israel has done some atrocities
No, I know,
that they're
yeah.
getting away with every day,
I know.
and we keep funding it.
Yes.
And it's unconscionable.
No, yeah, you're right. Of
Yeah,
course.
so don't back off. Your brothers and sisters of Palestine are
Yes.
expecting you to not back off.
Exactly. No, you're right. Of course.
So, do you have anything from you?
Just gave me goosebumps, man.
Yeah, well,
You
it's
just-
true.
crazy. Yeah, you're
Hey,
right.
if we die, we die.
We got the right thing.
That's right.
Yeah, you're right.
Because people are trying to do politically expedient things instead of the right thing. And they're like, well, you doing this is never going to work. What do you mean you're not? I'm not voting for Kamala. She's pro-Israel. Donald Trump is pro-Israel. They want to give boatloads of money to Ukraine. All these people are in bed together.
They're all money on the wars than we are on ourselves.
Yes.
It's not it.
Exactly. And the only way we can do that is because we have a central bank making funny money. If we had a sound currency, we could not do that. We'd have to be restrained.
Yeah.
So I appreciate you guys taking a
course.
stand.
We
Don't back
appreciate you.
off.
No,
Don't
thank
ever compromise.
Right.
Never. Good to
Thank
meet you
guys.
too.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
Oh, okay.
All right, you'll have a good one. Appreciate you guys.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate you. Hi, how you doing?
Good, you?
Good. So who are you for?
Trump.
Why?
I like his.
First of all, how old are you?
13.
13 years old. That's impressive.
I like his policies about not doing tax on the tips, and like his economy. I like how he's like his plan to fix the economy. Also about closing the borders. That's pretty important.
Okay, now let me push back a little bit, okay? Why didn't he close the borders the first 4 years of his presidency?
I'm not sure on that one.
Okay. Tax on tips. You know, we can actually alleviate that by just giving our tips in cash, and we don't need the government's help for that. It's going to cost us money to do the tax on tips thing.
Yeah, but still, like, I mean, a lot of people are paying in card and digital today, and
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
so you're not getting taxed on those tips.
Yeah. Well, why are you against Kamala Harris?
I'm just not a fan of the open border policies and a lot of the others, like, I don't know, mostly open border policies.
Do you have any problem with her doing confiscation, gun confiscation laws? She wants to do a buyback program. She wants to do the assault weapons ban, red flag laws.
Yeah, I'm a complete supporter of the Second Amendment. I don't like that she's
Amen.
trying to take stuff. Yeah.
Yep. Don't take our firearms. Do you know that Trump wants to take our firearms?
I did not know that.
He wants to institute a red flag law. He did it in 2019 after the Las Vegas shooting. He banned bump stocks, which effectively criminalized about 1 million innocent Americans who have bump stocks. You know what a bump stock is?
Yeah, it allows you to fire multiple times.
Rapid fire,
Yeah.
exactly. So he criminalized those people under the bump stock ban. How do you feel about that?
I haven't heard about him doing that, but if he did do that, then it shouldn't be.
I'm giving you some slack, man.
Bump stock should be legal.
Should be, yeah. The government has it shouldn't be on our guns.
It's not one trigger pull shooting multiple. It's multiple trigger pulls. You're just able to pull the trigger faster.
Right, yeah. Most Americans don't understand that.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this question. You probably don't know this. Most Americans don't know this. They're not aware of an organization called the Federal Reserve. They control the economic and monetary policy of the United States. So every dollar you will ever make or ever spend, the value is controlled by that entity. The only way we can have an open border policy, the only way we can give billions to Ukraine, the only way we can give billions in foreign aid is because of the funny money with the Federal Reserve. My problem with Donald Trump and Kamala Harris is the same. They're not getting rid of the Federal Reserve. They could easily do it, and they're not doing it.
All right.
So if that's the main problem, then voting solves nothing. If Donald Trump gets in, Federal Reserve's in control. If Kamala Harris gets in, Federal Reserve's in control. This is an illusion of choice.
Well, I mean, either way, I still like Trump's policies more, even on the other stuff besides the economy, like the Second Amendment and everything.
Even if your vote effectively changes nothing?
It changes a lot of stuff. I mean, with the Second Amendment, he's planning to, I've heard he's planning to lessen the power that the ATF has, because the ATF is making laws when they're not supposed to.
Now, he didn't do that the first time around. What makes you think he's going to do it the second time?
I'm not sure. I mean, you come up with new things as you go. How come Kamala didn't change all the stuff she's saying too during her 4 years?
I agree. She's a liar, she's a psychopath, and she should be tried and put in prison.
Yeah.
You agree with that?
Kind of.
But I agree with that for the same reason. I want Trump to go to jail, too, for the exact same reason as Kamala, because they're treasonous against the Bill of Rights. What's your name?
Ellis.
Ellis. Good to meet you. Appreciate it. Not many 13-year-olds are on this level.
I agree.
So good job, Mom and Dad.
I'm not his mom and dad.
Oh, I'm sorry.
He's just some kid.
Good job, Mom and Dad. Good job.
No, I was just listening. I thought the kid was
Good job, buddy. Appreciate you stopping by.
No, I'll go.
Oh, you'll go?
Yeah,
okay.
sure.
Okay, great. What do you support Donald Trump?
Yes.
Okay, what for?
I believe that he's really good support for our military. I'm a veteran, and he's all about putting money back into the military, back into the Army, the armed forces, the veterans, the VA, all that.
Now, being a veteran, were you in a foreign war or anything?
Yeah, Afghanistan.
Okay, and what did you see? Because I know a lot of people were there. They're like, it's not what you think. It's not what the media says.
Well, what do they say?
They're saying they're being used as pawns for like BlackRock. They're actually being used
I think maybe
in the
so.
military-industrial complex.
Maybe so. Yeah, maybe so. I mean, luckily I worked aviation, so I didn't see a lot of body splattered, but I have family that did.
Yeah, that sucks, man.
I had to clean it up in the helicopters.
Oh man, I'm truly sorry to hear that, because I'm sure you see stuff in your mind that
That's
none of us.
whatever, man. It was like 12 years ago.
Eisenhower warned us back in the 1950s of the military-industrial complex. Do you not see a problem beefing up and giving more funding to the military-industrial complex?
Absolutely. And I don't think that that's necessarily Donald Trump's problem. I think it's the problem of all the Republicans that have been in place for years and years. And a lot of those people, like, oh God, what's the female that was just running? What's that?
Tulsi Gabbard?
No, not Gabbard. I like Gabbard. Oh my God, I can't think of her right now.
Democrat or Republican?
The one, she was running Republican and she got booted out this race God dang it. I'm nervous right now. I can't
Nikki
think of it.
Haley.
That's right. Haley. Yeah, Haley is all.
She's a globalist.
Yeah. She's backed by all them. Yeah. So I think people like her is the problem. I don't think Trump is necessarily the problem. Now, I will say, I know any president can be ran by all of these institutions, the CIA and all that. So I get that. But I just think he's a little less likely to give in to their bullshit.
But what makes you? And let me press back a little bit, okay? I'm not your enemy, and I'm not trying to do gotcha,
I
okay?
think you're probably like libertarian or something.
Yeah, but that's low. That's even loaded these days because even they're compromising.
I know, they are now too.
Yeah,
I agree.
It's crazy. So okay, so I know we mentioned Tulsi Gabbard.
Yeah.
She's a likable person. She's articulate. She's smart, and I think it would have been a good idea for Donald Trump to make her vice president. That doesn't mean I'm for Donald Trump but Tulsi Gabbard wanted to ban AK-47s, AR-15s, and high-capacity magazines. That makes her my enemy. You know what I mean?
Well, I kind of get like the whole like banning the ghost things and banning like the bump stocks and all that. I own 2 AR-15s, by the way. So I'm.
Well, she used to, but she lost them in the boating accident. In case the CIA is watching, I lost all my guns in a boating accident, FBI. So I don't have them anymore.
No, I got plenty of weapons at my home. Nobody's taking them.
Okay.
But I mean, I don't know, man. Like Tulsi has a lot of good ideas, other than maybe the whole banning of AR.
She's anti-war. I love that about her.
Yeah, I like anti-war. I'm all anti-war. What other questions you got?
Okay, so do you think Trump, the first go-around from 2016 to 2020, drained the swamp or filled the swamp?
That's a hard question because I think, it's kind of half and half. He did get rid of a lot of shit that I didn't like. But, there's problems that come with every presidency. I think that for the most part, I'll say this, my life was much better last time he was in office, for sure.
But then he did the shutdowns in 2021, and he took credit for shutting.
Who couldn't do that? Who couldn't do that? COVID came around.
That was all made up.
A scam, exactly.
But Trump played along.
Fucking choice. It was the CIA and all that shit.
No, but he could have not signed the $6.2 trillion stimulus bill that wrecked the American economy for the next 3. We're still feeling the effects.
I get that. This shit.
What's that?
It's all controlled by people other than the president. Look at Biden. What the fuck did he do?
Oh, Biden's a criminal.
He's controlled by other people. I get it. Trump probably had those same exact people whispering in his ear.
You know who he made Treasury Secretary last time?
Who?
Steve Mnuchin from Goldman Sachs, another globalist. You know who he made the Secretary of State? CIA asset Mike Pompeo. And then
well, I could do without Pompeo, for sure.
And then he made the big pharma guy, Alex Azar, in charge of human services. So he was filling the swamp with more virulent swamp creatures than Barack Obama.
Listen, man, I get it. I know that, they all are going to be fucking controlled by these, different outside entities or whatever.
Right, but you're giving your consent to people you know are being controlled. And that demoralizes you, the voter.
Yeah, it does. It demoralizes all of us as voters.
Matter of fact, you know what Trump's camp calls you, and the DNC and the Democrats call you, and mainstream media call you? They call you a voter. You know why they want you to be a voter? Because they know they've successfully demoralized you into voting for the lesser of two evils when you know everybody's controlled. The answer is we can all get together and create a free market and a parallel economy and a currency that's based on sound money, and the Federal Reserve will go away. The IRS will go away, income tax. But if we have Donald Trump in for 4 years and he didn't get rid of the income tax or the IRS, he's not our friend.
Well, who do you suggest putting in right now?
Nobody. We don't need government. We don't need Washington, D.C.
I agree.
I call it Washington's District of Criminals. We need to sell it at an auction and get rid of that 10 square mile of cesspool.
But listen, we only have 2 choices right now, unfortunately.
No, we have the third choice.
What's the third?
Don't vote for evil.
Oh, just don't vote?
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's still
maintain your personal integrity.
I got you.
Yeah.
I got you. Yeah, I can't do that.
Okay. You know they're all corrupt.
Man, I get your cause and I'm with you.
I love you too. Thanks.
Right on.
Thanks for stopping by.
Hey, if you like these videos and you want to see more like this, grab a shirt or check out the support links. All those links are in the description below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell notification icon. Give it a thumbs up. Share it with everybody you know. Don't forget to subscribe to my email list through my website, highimpactflix.com. And I will see you in the next video.